So, people aren't very smart. I don't mean to burst your bubble if you think they are, but I don't mean to offend anyone, of course. None of my viewers, not one of you, is dumb. Not one of you is ignorant, and not one of you is any type of the person I'm talking about. Because I know that if you're watching my channel, you must be one of the most intelligent, capable, and well meaning people in the world. And ultimately, that's all we have to tell ourselves. Every one of us is a great person based on a group, whatever that group may be. Okay, we watch this channel, we go to this church, we are in the military, we are in Congress, whatever it might be. People tend to gather together and believe that their group knows what's best. I can't help but notice how dumb people really are. And over the last several years, I've done everything in my power to try to reconcile my belief that everyone is truly ignorant. I've even dumbed down my own language. I literally have spent so much time talking with people, making videos, having discussions, doing endless thinking about topics, social, political, otherwise, and realize that most people at this point don't care about real understanding. It was something that took me a long time to understand in my life. I'll be 48 this year, and I think that it really hit me sometime around when I was like 46. I started to realize that, wow, it's not that people aren't informed. It's that people don't want to be informed. They want to believe. And that was a huge epiphany for me, to realize that most people just want to believe something is true without having any actual evidence for it, and using any type of cognitive bias to defend their position. I've done it. We've all done it. But at some point, you've got to ease back and say, okay, maybe it wasn't as I thought. I've had plenty of, I've given plenty of space on different topics, whether it be conspiracy theories or politics or otherwise. I've gone back and forth on what I think is normal, what I think is right, what I think, whether I think there is a normal, whether or not certain people should, be able to say certain things or do certain things, what it means to be a citizen of the world, comparing ourselves to each other, to history, to what we want in the future, to animals, and realize we don't know shit. That we are just constantly playing for a progressive understanding. Even conservatives, for example, when you come to politics, even though conservative means to conserve and keep things the way they are, progressives, on the other hand, always want to progress, but so do conservatives. They just do it on a different level. They do it through the economy, through building businesses. So to them, they're still progressives. They're progressives about progressing through business. Nobody is content to just step back and say, what can we do to better the world for each other? And that starts to sound like some hippie bullshit, and then people get wrapped up in, it's all about taking care of your own, and on we go. So when I say ignorance and I think people are dumb, what I basically mean is that we help out people in our communities, we help out people in our states, our nations. We do everything we can to make sure people are taken care of. A lot of folks say we should do more. Some folks say we should do less because, some people rely on others for, existence, basically. But I think that what it really comes down to is to look in the humanity of each other's eyes and realize that we're all people. It's something that you can only do at certain times and in the right state of mind. Maybe that's why I'm a supporter of psychedelics. Going to various events or locations and really talking to people face to face. You realize that most people mean well, but there are always going to be some who make it look bad for everyone. And it's the same way that the media constantly projects the worst stories and throws in a few happy-go-lucky stories. But they're always looking at the worst case scenario because that's what pays the bills, that's what gets the ad revenue, that's what gets people interested. And for us as consumers, I think we can do better. And I think in the next few years, we can kind of step away from, you know, all that bullshit and just start looking at things rationally, being kind to one another, looking for a balanced views and opinions on things, and not being such assholes to one another. That's all I got. I'm out.